Is 3 inches enough for intimacy? Because honestly, the world is loud when it comes to size. And not just loud, but unkind, unrealistic, and unfair. So, here's the truth, heart to heart. Intimacy isn't measured in inches. It's felt in the presence. And no, I'm not trying to sugarcoat. I'm saying this from a place of experience, not performance, and I've got no agenda other than the truth. In this video, we will break down the real reason why size doesn't matter to reach your sexual peak. So, let's begin. Real intimacy has very little to do with size. Let me say that again. Real intimacy, the kind that leaves you weak in the knees and soft in the soul, doesn't depend on size. You know what does? Emotional connection, mutual safety, presence, trust, patience, and communication. You can have big and feel nothing. You can have average and feel like it was truly home. Because in the end, it's not about performance, it's about feeling seen. Did you know that the brain is the biggest sexual organ? Studies show that arousal starts in the brain, long before it shows in the body. Imagination, emotional anticipation, and safety activate the same pleasure centers as physical stimulation. Neurologists at Rutgers University found that a woman's brain lights up during emotional intimacy, in almost the same way it does during physical intimacy, proving that her body reacts more to connection than measurement. Another study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine confirmed that couples who focused on emotional trust reported nearly twice the satisfaction levels compared to those who focused only on physical performance. You can have all the inches in the world and still leave a woman feeling empty. Or you can have just enough and leave her breathless. Why? Because most women crave slowness, not just stimulation. Recent research shows that women rank trust and emotional safety as 3 times more important than physical size in predicting satisfaction. Women want connection, not just chemistry. They want to feel safe enough to open, and that doesn't come from the body, it comes from the way you handle their hearts. As intimacy experts often emphasize, safety isn't just physical, it's psychological. A woman's nervous system relaxes only when she senses care, patience, and genuine presence. Without that, even the perfect body means little. With it, even simplicity feels profound. Clinical psychologist Dr. Lori Mintz, author of Becoming Clitorate, often reminds men that pleasure is not about performance, it's about attunement. In other words, women respond more to how present you are than how much you have. More than 80% of women list emotional closeness as the number one factor for fulfillment, not physical dimensions. Here's what actually turns women on. Confidence with ego, touch that's intentional, not rushed, a voice that checks in, does this feel good? A man who's present, not in his head, not chasing performance, but here. Aftercare, yes, aftercare, holding her after, listening, being still. None of these require inches, they require presence, and that's far rarer. Oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, is what makes women bond, feel aroused, and stay deeply connected. Gentle eye contact and intentional touch release far more oxytocin than raw performance. Research from the University of North Carolina showed that couples who engage in simple non-sexual touch, like hand-holding or gentle cuddling, had significantly higher oxytocin levels, lower stress hormones, and reported more satisfying intimacy overall. In fact, many women describe feeling more turned on by tenderness and attentiveness than by any physical measurement. Psychological research shows performance anxiety can actually reduce sensitivity and enjoyment, proving that worry about size is often the real blocker. Porn, locker rooms, bro culture, it all teaches men to equate worth with size. But women, real women don't think like that. They're not sizing you up like you think. They're not comparing you to screen fantasies or silent standards. They're asking one thing. Silently, every time, they get close. Will I feel safe with you? If the answer is yes, intimacy flows, just like a flood. If the answer is no, well, no size can fix that. And here's a sobering fact. Surveys suggest that over 70% of men carry anxiety about their size, while fewer than 20% of women report caring about it. This mismatch creates unnecessary shame that reduces pleasure in bed for a couple. Even more surprising, a UK survey revealed that 55% of women could not even correctly estimate their partner's size when asked. Why? Because it was never what they were focused on. They remembered how they felt, not a number. This shows how irrelevant the obsession really is. "75% of women can't orgasm from penetration alone." Shocking but true. Most women require clitoral or whole-body stimulation to climax. Size alone has little to do with consistent satisfaction. Permission to slow down, to be awkward, to be honest, to laugh when something weird happens, to cry if emotions come up, to be touched the way you've never been touched before, emotionally. Think about it. The moments couples often describe as the most intimate rarely involve grand gestures or physical extremes. Instead, they remember quiet laughter, long conversations in the dark, or the safety of knowing they could be vulnerable without judgment. That is intimacy, and it's infinitely more powerful than inches. Sex therapists often share that some of the most transformative breakthroughs in relationships happen not in bed, but in conversations around it. Simply asking, "What makes you feel loved?" or "What helps you feel safe with me?" can do more to elevate intimacy than anything physical. Because once a woman feels emotionally secure, her physical responses naturally amplify. The higher the heightened emotions, the better the climax. Is 3 inches enough? Changing rhythm, touch, and pacing has been shown to be more satisfying than bigger dimensions. Variety and intimacy activates more pleasure pathways. So, let's be clear. If you're emotionally intelligent, gentle, curious, and present, then yes, it's more than enough. Because women are not chasing size, they're chasing safety. And when you give that to a woman, she gives you everything in return. At the deepest level, intimacy is less about anatomy and more about psychology. Presence, trust, and emotional intelligence create experiences that last in memory, long after physical details are forgotten. And when those qualities are present, even what the world calls less becomes more than enough. To put it plainly, yes, 3 inches is enough for intimate satisfaction. Because sexual pleasure is not dependent on penis size, but rather on emotional connection, technique, communication, and intimacy. Focusing on foreplay, varied touch, and being present in the moment can lead to an experience that feels not only fulfilling but unforgettable. Many sexologists argue that technique and creativity matter 10 times more than physical size, and real couples' testimonials constantly echo this truth. So, maybe the real question isn't is 3 inches enough, but am I enough? Yes, I am. When I show up fully, because the truth is, when you bring your whole heart, the answer is always yes. So, we would love your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with us, ladies? Does size matter to you or not? If you like this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more passionate content. Tell us what you would like to see next, and we might surprise you. Till then, keep living the golden moments.